Donald Trump's new Attorney General nominee is in the spotlight. Late yesterday, Pam Bondi, an attorney and lobbyist, was selected for this role. She has served as Florida's Attorney General and sued drug manufacturers and pharmacy chains for their roles in the opioid crisis. She claims the work reduced opioid deaths across their state. Bondi was criticized during the 2016 presidential campaign, though, when she passed on a case against Trump University shortly after receiving a donation from the Trump Foundation. Meanwhile, Matt Gaetz, who withdrew from consideration for AG and dropped out of Congress pending confirmation, says he does not plan to go back to Congress.
I'm going to be fighting for President Trump. I'm going to be doing whatever he asks of me, as I always have.
Now, we can tell you that Trump has not nominated any new cabinet members today, while the dust really continues to settle over several of these other nominations.
Our chief political reporter Tom Hauser is here now to tell us more about the surprising withdrawal of Matt Gaetz for Attorney General. And Tom, the future of Minnesota native Pete Hegseth and his nomination as Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, Leah, both Matt Gaetz and Pete Hegseth have had to answer questions about allegations of sexual improprieties from several years ago. Now, in the case of Matt Gaetz, he withdrew his nomination to be Attorney General when it became clear his confirmation was growing increasingly unlikely.
It was a certainty he wasn't going to get confirmed, which makes me wonder, why did we even go through this? It seems like an embarrassment both to Gaetz and the president. But, you know, there are lots of kind of disruptors that are being chosen, and that's a good thing. But some of the choices, I think, just maybe don't pass the confidence test.
Here's what I think that they were really worried about. Those confirmation hearings are contentious, and these issues, even though the ethics report wasn't going to come out, I mean, you were going to have a really contentious hearing, and I think it was going to be very embarrassing to the president-elect.
Another controversial nomination is Minnesota native Pete Hegseth, who was nominated as Secretary of Defense. He's facing adverse attention regarding an alleged sexual assault in 2017 in which no charges were ever filed.
We all have to believe in innocent until proven guilty, and he wasn't even charged. So, you know, I obviously don't have any information other than what we've been given. But I think that, you know, if he has the qualifications to satisfy enough senators that he would do a good job, he will get confirmed.
I think he was going to have a hard confirmation hearing just on his credentials in terms of being able to lead the Department of Defense in of itself. You add on to that his character and integrity, which is kind of a hallmark of being in the military. I think it's going to be a tough road.
Hegseth continues meeting with senators to discuss his nomination. Gaetz was doing the same thing earlier this week before it became clear his confirmation was unlikely, and he withdrew. As you mentioned, former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi was quickly nominated to replace him. Paul?
All right, Tom Hauser, thank you.